1D, absolute value inequalities. So we're going to use the same thing that we have when we were solving equations. Now we're going to look at how that changes just a little bit when we do inequalities. So we have this inequality, the absolute value of x is less than 4. Anytime you have an inequality and the variable has to be on the left side, so if it is less than, that is always like an and inequality. So you remember when we did inequalities and the and had like two circles and it was in between those two numbers? Anytime you have absolute value and less than, it's going to be an and inequality. So a way that we could say this in words, the absolute value of x is less than 4. That's like saying x is less than 4 units from 0. So just like we did with the equations, we're going to have two solutions here. X is less than 4. That's just copying what's up here. And then we're also going to do x's, and we're going to have negative 4, but we're going to have to flip the inequality. So x is less than 4, and x is greater than negative 4. So I would have negative 4, 0, and 4. And it has to be greater than negative 4, so that's this direction. It has to be less than positive 4, so in between negative 4 and positive 4. All right. If we flip it the other way and we have a greater than symbol, that's going to be an or, where we have the two things that go opposite directions. Okay, so again, x is greater than 4, or x is less than negative 4. Okay, so x is less than negative 4. I would have my open circle there going that direction. And greater than 4 would be here going that direction. So the absolute value of x is greater than 4. That would mean that x is more than 4 units away from 0. All right, so less than 4 units, meaning it's in between those two. More than 4 units going opposite direction. Okay, here we have multi-step absolute values. So the same thing that we did when we did equations. I'm going to set up my two equations. So I have 3x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 6. And then flip it the other way, 3x minus 12, and now I have to say is less than or equal to negative 6. And then we solve this just like a normal inequality. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides to start. I have 3x is greater than or equal to 18. Divide by 3. X is greater than or equal to 6. I'm going to solve this one as well. Same steps. So now 3x is less than or equal to 6. Divide by 3. X is less than or equal to 2. All right, this was a greater than inequality, so it should be an or. All right. So I make my number line, go from 2 to 6. X is less than or equal to 2, so I have a closed circle, less than. X is greater than or equal to 6, closed circle again, greater than. Okay. Over here, we have 6 is greater than or equal to the absolute value of 3x minus 12. When you do these absolute value ones, we need to put the absolute value, or the variable, on the left side of the equation. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take this 3x minus 12 and flip it so that it's on the left side. All right, and now I want you to pause here and try and solve this and come back and look and see if you get the same answer I do. All right, so I split my two equations, less than or equal to 6, and then greater than or equal to negative 6. I got x is less than or equal to 6. X is greater than or equal to 2. Because this is a less than, that means that it's an and inequality, so it's in between 2 and 6. All right, then last thing we're going to look at is writing inequalities. So we want all the numbers that are greater than 5 or less than negative 5. Sometimes it's helpful if you graph it first. So I'm going to put from negative 5 to 5 on here, and it has to be greater than 5. So that would be an open circle going this way, or less than negative 5. So that would be an open circle going that way. All right, and since I have an or inequality, I know that I have to have a greater than. So it's going to be the absolute value of x is greater than 5. Okay, here we're going from -7 to 7, so all numbers less than 7, so that would be here going this direction, and greater than -7 would be there going that direction. Okay, this is an and inequality because it's in between two numbers, so that means the absolute value of x has to be less than, because and is less than 7. Okay, and that's it for absolute value inequalities. Again, anything there that you didn't understand, make sure you put a big star by it or something so you can ask me about it in class. And and then we'll do the practice problems once you get here.